One morning, the engines were at the sheds, watching their portrayals in the various Thomas fandom videos, among other crap online. Duck was enjoying Unlucky Tug as he shunted trucks around, while Percy was laughing at awful movies, and Thomas was getting inspired by Sudrogyle Productions' lovely music, and Henry and Gordon were watching Trampy. "Who does he think he is?" snapped Henry as he and Gordon watched cows. "I love animals. I don't have a f***ed up sense of humor. Percy would say shit like that." "We need to put in some shock value for 1911's new episode," replied Gordon. "If Trampy thinks we're cold-blooded psychopaths, we'll go and hit a cow if one dares to run on our lines." "Gordon, you are not committing a war crime like that," replied Henry crossly. 1911 and Mike would like that because they love steak, but we're above that." "Never mind them, Henry," said the driver. "Let's go, we have passengers to take." "All right, Charlie." "Don't fucking think about it." Gordon was intimidated by Henry's blunt nature and steamed away to go pull the express. "Here are your coaches, Gordon," said Stafford. "We have a busy day today." "Stafford," asked Gordon, still thinking about Henry, "my driver wants to know if your driver likes me. If so, what's his favorite?" "He loves steak," answered Stafford, "particularly ribeyes." Gordon put the thought out of his mind as he set off with his coaches, while his driver was now inspired in an evil way. After exiting Henry's tunnel, Gordon was promptly stopped at a red signal. "What's the fucking holdup?" he asked crossly. "There's a crash aftermath up at the dairy," said the signalman. "I'll get a text telling me when it's safe and you can go through." Gordon's driver then spoke up. "Excuse me," he asked the signalman. "I've been trying to come up with an edgy joke I can make as a publicity stunt. Do you think joking about something Trampy joked about in his Quickie, cows, would be funny?" "Hell yeah," the signalman smiled. "Anything you do on the internet is funny." "No, it's not," I said from the coach. "We're equal and on a level playing field." The signal turned green and Gordon set off. As he puffed along, he soon saw a cow standing on Crosby Bridge. "Don't do it," Gordon ordered his driver. "Please stop." "Don't worry," chuckled his driver. "I just want to take a picture of the cow for a joke I'll make on Twitter." Gordon's fears were calmed down as the driver got out and snapped a picture. I came up to help drive with the fireman while the driver edited a photo together for his stunt. And soon we set off once again. After he arrived at the station, he saw Henry filling up on coal in the goods yard and looking outraged as sin. "You did it, didn't you, you sicko?" Henry snarled. "What?" asked Gordon dumbfounded. "You hit a cow and joked about it on Twitter?" bellowed Henry. "I did no such shit! Then explain this!" And Charlie pulled out his phone to show a Twitter post made by Gordon's driver joking about hitting a cow. "It ain't true," said Gordon's driver nonchalantly. "I didn't hit a cow, and if I did, I'd drive Gordon. It ain't his fault." Henry and Charlie felt concerned for Gordon and found his driver a psychopath. The cow was still alive, but nobody knew that because of the driver's sick sense of humor. Before long, the signal dropped and Gordon was free to go once again, but he was unaware of the fact that he was in for a wild chase. Gordon picked up speed as he sped along. Then he heard the police coming in. "Pull over to the next siding!" "Oh shit!" yelled the driver. He turned around and called to the cops. "You'll never take us alive!" And the chase continued. At Vickerstown, all was peaceful. Donald and Douglas were about to pick up some tankers. Suddenly, the signalman heard the call that Gordon was a runaway. He diverted Gordon onto the line of Donald and Douglas's tankers, and then the police soon pulled in and parked their vehicles smoothly. "Are you ready to comply with us at last?" yelled the chief sternly. "Wait!" yelled Stafford as he raced into the yards. "He's innocent! I have video evidence of what happened at the scene!" His driver jumped out of the cab and presented an unseen video of Gordon stopping on Crosby Bridge and the driver taking a photo of the cow. "So let me get this straight," said the chief to the driver. "You took a photo of a cow and made it look like you hit the cow? It sounds stupider when you think about it," commented Donald. "Yes," replied Gordon's driver. "Twitter clout for the win." "You're coming with us," said the chief sharply. But Gordon's driver wasn't done yet. He climbed out of the cab and tried to make a getaway, and Donald, "Did you take a shit in the phone booth without removing your overcoat?" Donald retorted as he was driven off, but the driver was tased and fell out of the cab. Donald kept going and crashed into a signal box. Again. Thankfully, nobody had been killed from any of these incidents. Gordon's driver was sentenced to 3 days in jail for evading arrest. Henry and Gordon made a promise to each other. "Not a fucking word," said Henry. "We won't be overly sensitive assholes about satire," said Gordon. "We're the biggest engines on this island and we should act like it." But the story spread regardless. "Not something out of the ordinary," laughed James. "The biggest engine on this island being a man-child. I see why we love stepbrothers so much. 'Cause they act just like you, Gordon." "That's enough, James," said Edward calmly. "I overheard Henry and Gordon saying they'll act mature about satire from now on." "That's not going to stick," I snickered. "You man-children always forget the lessons you learn."